a special guest with me today, and I'm going to welcome Johanna. Welcome, Johanna.
Hi.
You know what? We're going to start off by telling us a bit about yourself.
Okay, my name's Johanna, and I live in Penticton, British Columbia, and I am a carpenter working for Greyback Construction.
Awesome. So you mentioned you're a carpenter. First question is, did you always want to be a carpenter? Was it your first choice? What influenced your choice, or was there a change in direction at some point? Or
carpentry wasn't necessarily my first choice of career. I've done a lot of different types of jobs, ranging from the medical field, administration, hospitality. My favorite job ever was working in restoration companies, and that was kind of construction. I volunteered a lot at my child's school, and that actually led me to wanting to become an education assistant, which ironically led me to my career in trades. I saw a poster while I was waiting to meet with an advisor at the college for women in trades, and a light bulb went off in my head, exchanged my interview for one with them, and here I am in trades.
Did you have any influence, like family members that were tradespeople?
I have like some uncles who are in the trades, but I never really followed their careers or were inspired by the careers. I've always liked to work with my hands. I've always liked to try new things. And I had friends that were working in like the welding industry and made a lot of money. And at the time, that was kind of like what I was going for. So I was like, I'm going to be a welder, but I'm going to explore all these trades. And then my teacher in the Gateway program was a carpenter and taught me that wood was good. And I agreed. And here I am. I'm a carpenter now.
That's the nice thing about the women in trades. It gives you a bit of a taste of different trades, to give you that experience and to sort of help you decide what trade you want to go into. So good for you for sort of getting out of your comfort zone, taking a chance, and going towards something that you thought you may enjoy, and it ended up being a positive thing. So it looks good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a good opportunity to kind of sort through what you thought you were going to be strong in, or what you thought you were going to like, and what you learned you actually really do excel in and really do enjoy to do.
Well, it helps having a good instructor too, eh?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so tell us about the journey of becoming a journeyman or a carpenter.
Well, my journey has been awesome. It started off with the Gateway program, and I grew into a sisterhood, if you will, with the mentorship program. And I had a lot of support and mentors within the Women in Trades program, and actually like men mentors within the industry. I went through my residential construction program through the college, where we actually got to build a house at the job site where I work now. And that led me to an employer who I knew I wanted to work with. I liked their values through the company. I liked that I was going to be able to grow and have a path for my future. So I chose to get indentured with Greyback Construction, started my apprenticeship, went to school every year through the Okanagan College, which has a really great program. I had some struggles academically sometimes, but they had really good tutors, and I really leaned on my classmates and my teachers and my mentorship programs. So I was really lucky to have that support. And yeah, I just kind of powered through. And I learned that there's a fine balance of your education, learning stuff in the class, and then also getting that experience on the job site. I think is really, really important, goes hand in hand. And then I finished my apprenticeship last winter, and now I'm working hard on the job site, and it's been a good journey. I haven't had too many bumps in the road.
A couple of things you said that you tried something different, and it's important for everybody to know that you don't have to do it on your own by yourself. You mentioned the Women in Trades group, and at one point I was actually a Women in Trades mentor. there's that whole group there that can help you through, different situations, and just, it sounds like you've, throughout, you mentioned you had some struggles, and that's normal for everybody, but you just didn't stop there. You actually reached out, and you got because there's so much available out there, assistance, whatever, to help you through some of these areas, and just to let people know that, that they're not doing it on their own, but you have to take that next step, right? You have to reach out, and you can't let some of the back sets set you back and discourage you. You just keep pushing forward. And you also mentioned about, it's one thing being in the classroom and learning the theory and that, but when you start doing some of the practical stuff, then you can actually relate that theory to a practical application, and everything sort of starts coming together. And you have to get to that step to appreciate it, to be able to encourage you to move forward. So good for you to, the avenue you went down, and some of the, struggles you had, and whatever, you reached out, and it's all worked out for you. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, actually, it surprised me when I got into the industry of how much support you have through your teachers, through your mentorship, but actually even in the field. Because you've got carpenters, you've got different tradesmen that have been in it for decades, and they're so ready to push you and encourage you and help you hone your skills in certain areas. So that was a really big helper too.
It's not only about having the skills, and there's a lot of pride in that, but it's a whole camaraderie of people that work in the trades. It's pretty incredible, and you don't realize it until you get into it, right? And maybe intimidating at first, and I remember when you guys were the first couple of weeks on site, and you guys were so intimidated by all the action going on. It was busy, and eventually you just sort of calm down and
relaxed.
And that was a pretty incredible situation we had there anyways, and it was really positive for everybody. Yeah. Okay, so who and what was your biggest influences, and what are you proud of most?
It's hard to pick and choose who are my biggest influences, because I have several mentors. I guess I'm just really appreciative of everyone who has helped me throughout my journey, offering me wisdom that I'm so appreciative for, and I use it every day. People who have taught me to become a good mentor myself, introduced me to good resources to get me through the trade, and actually have helped me become that resource for future tradespeople, which is really cool. I'm the Thompson Okanagan rep for BCC WIT, and I just started with this virtual library for trades. So, getting the word out is my thing, and I love it. I'm so grateful for that. I guess one of the biggest accomplishments is gaining a career where I can financially take care of my child and I. I've been able to totally rebuild this life and create this awesome life for he and I, and have all these experiences and adventures. And I wouldn't have been able to do that nearly as successfully or as quickly if I didn't go through my journey with trades. 100%.
I'm really, really happy you said that. And I, I want to commend you on, some of the extra struggles that you had being raising your boy while you're going to school and doing your apprenticeship. Congratulations on that. That's shows your determination, and whatever, it's gotten you where you are today. And I'm really happy to see how positive you are, and you're moving forward, and the opportunities are there for you, right? So, and you've worked hard, and you continually you're continually upgrading yourself by the sounds of it, to further your career, and that's a nice thing about the trades is it's not just being a tradesman and going to work. It's there's the opportunities there to grow if you want, are endless. It all takes a bit of hard work and some time, but the opportunities are there, and obviously you recognize them. Actually, you recognize them from years back when we initially met. we weren't even done
Oh
the
yeah.
foundation program, and you asked, well, when do I take the manager's course? Well,
Oh yeah.
we
I
just
already
started
started
here.
taking I already started taking my courses for my gold seal. I'm like constantly setting goals for myself.
What, 10 years of yourself? Hey, good for you. Yeah, yeah. So a big question coming up, being a female in a typically non-traditional trade, what is or are your biggest challenges?
Um, I don't really like looking at it as a non-traditional role. I like looking at it as an underrepresented role in the trades.
Well put.
Um, thank you. For myself personally, I haven't had too many giant struggles. I'm really lucky with the company that I started working for, that they're pretty forward moving and supportive of having women in trades. On the job site, I sometimes faced people seeing my gender more than my actual trade and my capabilities as a tradesperson. So if I was going to lift something heavy, guys would be like, oh, do you want me to help you with that? Or can you handle that? And of course I can handle it. And I would be like, I got it. Or yeah, conversations, it's like you said, there's a camaraderie. So I want to be part of that camaraderie. And I'm one of two at the time, one of two women out of like 60 men. And you're everywhere you go, there's conversations happening and you want to be part of that and you want to joke around, and it changes because we come in the room because everyone's afraid of how it's going to affect us or objectify us or whatever. So I think one of the biggest ways around that was conversation, education, people leading by good role models. So like my bosses were really great at leading by example. And anytime I was in situations like that, I'd just be like explaining it to the guys, like this is how it is. Like, don't worry, this is what I'm capable of. And having those conversations were important. Educating the guys was important. And I am literally one of the people at site, not one of the guys, not one of the girls. And there's tons of girls up at my site now, which is awesome. And it's just kind of the norm, everyone treats me with mutual respect and mutual support. And that's really all I can ask for.
That's nice. Not too many years ago, you'd go on site and there wasn't actually too many females on site. And in the last 10 years, though, it's nice to see that there's not only a mentor group for you within the Women in Trades organization, but there's mentors and colleagues out there in the field, for additional support and whatnot. And yeah, there's the opportunities are there, and the skills that women bring to the trades is sought out by most employers wanting to hire women because of a bunch of different traits. But yeah, you're filling that void, and and just from knowing you for a while, your personality, you are a real an asset to the women in trades, and someone that's promoting, and someone that I know you've opened the doors, for other women to help get through some of the uncertain times. And you've always been very strong on the exterior. Anyways, I'm not sure you might be like.
Thank you. Yeah. We try to do.
Okay, so what advice do you have for young women considering going into the trades? Because there's still the stigma attached to like I said, a non-traditional trade for women, and unfortunately, majority of people are still pointed towards the university path, and sometimes more often than not, they're missing out on the opportunity to at least try to go into the trade. So what advice would you have?
So when I talk to girls that are interested in getting into trades, or people that are willing to get into trades or interested, I usually say, first off, if you're thinking about getting into trades, explore it. There's exploratory programs. Be open-minded. If you're dead set on one thing, just try a few things. Because like I said, you might find strengths in different trades that you never thought you'd be able to do or be interested in. If you're scared, that's more the reason to explore and get into it, because you usually find a little bit of grit and courage that you didn't know that was there, just lying under the surface. If you're looking for that financial security, trades is, I think trades is a better way to go. You're not in a huge debt after you're finished school. Like I wasn't in debt after I finished, and now I'm reaping the rewards. I'm meeting all of my financial goals that I set, I guess, for 10 years from now already. So, I mean, you have that financial ability that comes hand in hand with it. Yeah. Just take a deep breath, let yourself fail, let yourself fall. Reach out. There is that camaraderie. There is a huge sisterhood and a brotherhood out there. And we are all just like ready to be there, hold your hand, push you forward, lift you up, and celebrate those moments. And yeah, it's an incredible journey. There's a reason why they call it a journey. You're getting your journeymanship, and it is truly a journey, and it's one that changed my life, and I know it can change other people's lives.
That was awesome. That was awesome. You kind of answered my next question about just, and that's the question is always asked is how much money can you make? Can you make a living at it? And obviously, you paid some dues and going through apprenticeship, you've obviously had pay increases as you got more qualified. But you had mentioned you're raising your son and you're putting food on the table and living fairly comfortable. And the thing about you mentioned you're so many years into it with little debt from getting that education, so that you're earning while you're learning while you're earning, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's a big thing when you can, especially if that's the path you want to go. You can end up finishing your 4-year apprenticeship with little or no debt, and compared to going maybe a different path through some professions that you might end up with a lot of debt and no jobs at the end of your school. And so that's
the stress level is definitely way lower when you're finished your apprenticeship if you've done it right. Then I think when I had a conventional student loan for a different line of work, and I was like tens of $1,000s in debt for that, and I wasn't doing anything with my degree. So this definitely, you earn while you learn, and it goes by quicker than you think. 4 years sounds like a long time. I remember when you were telling me like, this is how long it takes to get your red seal and and I was like, I'm never going for a red seal. It takes too long. I want to make money now. But you're working and then you're going to school for 6 weeks and you forget like, oh, that year's by. And all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I'm writing my red seal. I'm not ready for my red seal. So yeah, it sneaks up on you.
Yeah, you want to run the company right out of school. That was your goal, eh? But you'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned you're pushing forward and you're looking at different things. Like, what's in it for you next? Like, is there opportunity for you to grow within the company you're in, and what is that? How do you get there from where you're
Absolutely. At? So I think, with trades by itself, there's so much room to grow. Whatever trade you choose, there's so many avenues that you're just not aware of that you learn when you're going through your career and you meet certain people and you network. The avenues are endless, which is great. For me, myself, with my company, I made it really clear with my company that I had a path. Yeah, I had a path. These are my goals, and my career was my company was really supportive of that. And actually, they ended up, once I reached my goals, they ended up kind of charting another career path for me within the company. So they've made it clear, like, I'm growing with the company, and they provide me with any additional training or education that I need. I'm currently doing a construction law course to be putting towards my gold seal. And I've also gotten into the safety side of my trade. So, which of course I did, right? Yeah. So I'm sitting on the office board for the Joint Health and Safety Committee, and I'm starting my training in the spring to do the internal core audits for our company, and just rewriting our practices and procedures. And yeah, so there's lots of room. Right now, I like being physical and doing the physical part of my job. I'm a lead hand for lots of different superintendents, and awesome. Yeah, climbing the ladder that way and getting a lot of opportunities and learning moments. And when my body's done and tired, then I know I can jump over to the supervising side and the safety side of it. And right now I'm doing them both in conjunction. And every time someone, usually my supers, tell me that I can't do both at the same time, I take that as a challenge and prove them wrong. So yeah, I'm very busy, but I'm very happy and I like being busy. So.
I always tell people that, no matter what job you start with, if you work hard and you're there every day and you ask a lot of questions, the raises and promotions will come without you even asking. And but like yourself, you're a very hard worker, and but you're preparing yourself for opportunities. You're doing the little bit of extra, training, the little bit of extra study. So when the opportunity comes, you're saying, yeah, whether you're 100% ready, but you have enough background and studies behind you that you say, yeah, I'm ready for that, and then you scramble and try to learn the rest. But yeah, so it's nice to hear that, not just for any, but I'm going to focus on the women in trade, so that that opportunity is there for everybody.
Absolutely.
If you're willing to work for it, and obviously the company you work for recognize that within you, at an early stage of your employment. And I'm glad to hear, because I know you're quite interested in safety also when we were in the program together. And yeah, that's great, because like you said, I always love the physical part of the trade. I mean, not to mention the self-gratification, but you stay in good shape, you feel healthy, go home at the end of the day, you feel muscles that you actually used, but there comes a time when if you want to switch over, if you don't work smart, the trades can beat your body up pretty bad, and there's opportunities to move forward, by choice or not, whether you want to get into management, project management, or superintendent or whatever. It's just a gradual thing, and that's the nice thing. There's always that challenge, right? There's always something new. So when things get stagnant and they're not challenging, then they get boring. Then the days get long, right? It's
absolutely.
I can honestly say I was fortunate throughout my career, but I kept on moving. I kept on moving different directions or different parts of the trade, and I was always challenging myself. And I still have an incredible career, and after many years of being in the trenches, and anyways, yeah. So that's but I have one question for you. So if you're on site, and I'm sure this has happened, and someone that's maybe a newbie or someone with less experience than you comes up and asks you a question. Have you ever said, are those answers in the plans?
Actually,
can you find that information in the set of plans? I want to know if you've ever said that.
Honestly, actually I have. Earlier in my apprenticeship, I wouldn't, because I didn't even get to look at the plans for a long time. And then I had an opportunity to work for a super just on a really small crew, and he was really gruffy and old school. And he definitely put the gears to me, but knew that I had potential, and he knew what my goals were. And he challenged me a lot. He did the whole, is it in the plans thing a lot, and check code and all that stuff, and pushed me out of my comfort zone, but really excelled me in my career and made me realize, like, I have the knowledge, I have the skills, it's there. I just have to be brave enough to put it to task. So, and now, like, we have a lot of apprentices, and they do ask a lot of questions, and I totally will be like, is it in the plans? Go look in the plans. Or when I'm like teaching them things, I'm asking them, do you know why we're doing this? Do you know what this means? Do you know what this is for? Because I think it's important that they have that understanding why they're doing the task, not just because they're being told to, but throughout their apprenticeship, they're going to have the same questions I did. And I kind of want to give them a little bit of a head start more than I had. So really anything I felt like I was lacking or missing, I'm trying to give that to them. And I think it makes like the whole team and crew a little bit more efficient and safer.
I'm going to wrap it up unless you have a question or any comments that you'd like to add before we end the session.
No questions, just a lot of gratitude for giving me the opportunity to share my story and, encourage people to get into trades and start their own journeys. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.